Ryan, when it comes to the players that benefited the most from this trade, Julio Jones leaving Atlanta, going to Tennessee, which player has the biggest impact on fantasy because of the trade?
Yeah, well, I think definitely the biggest benefitter of this, as a benefactor of this trade, would be Calvin Ridley. I firmly believe that he's going to be locked in to the production. He's going to be a guy that you want to get on your rosters. So he's the stud that I would target from the Atlanta side. I think from the stud side, from the Tennessee standpoint, I think we do have to look at Julio here, who people might be able to talk themselves out of. It's Ryan Tannehill, 230 yards passing per game. You don't think of this team as a passing attack. So I think there could be leverage to be had there if you're able to get Julio in the fifth round or later. And then as we talk about some sleepers, I've talked about Russell Gage a ton, so I don't want to beat the drum too much on him. But if I'm not looking at Derrick Henry in this offense, okay, so let's look at his backup, Darrington Evans. This guy was a top 100 draft pick in the 2020 draft, 93 overall, I believe, to Tennessee, and he's a pass catching back. Now we know in Arthur Smith's offense that he likes the lead back. He was going to give them a ton of work, wants to establish the run, and I think that's what got people excited about Mike Davis's outlook when they didn't bring another back in. But when we're looking at, again, Todd Downing's offense, we go back to the Oakland days when Marshawn Lynch was there, and he was a 31-year-old back. So he was on, the back half of his career. But they had DeAndre Washington, they had Jalen Richard, and both of those guys were getting pass catching work out of the backfield. I think they both saw over 30 targets. And when you're looking at the depth chart, there's nobody behind Darrington Evans. He's getting, hype around Travis Etienne and Joe Mixon, running backs who are seeing work at wide receiver in OTAs. And so I think he could fly under the radar. And if you're, taking a zero RB approach, in best balls especially, but even in redraft, we talk about handcuffing and what's exciting about getting the second guy. Even if you don't have Derrick Henry, I think that Darrington Evans might see the field a lot more than people expect, and not much after him on the depth chart. So really excited to get some shares of him now in this offense if I'm not getting Derrick Henry, which I probably won't be.
Amazing hearing that Derrick Henry could actually see less action out there on the field due to this trade getting Julio Jones over to the Tennessee Titans.